Welcome back to Binge Warmers. My name is Hopper, the Pumpkin Pumper.
And my name is Steven.
Today we are looking at the last episode of Gen V Season 2, potentially ever.
Wow, what a great show. What a great ending. My only beef is the fact that it was only 8 episodes. But other than that, great.
Yeah, this is spoiler alert for episode 8 and the full season. Go check it out if you haven't.
We get Godolkin trying to do his thing where, he calls the herd. He's also gotten his own level up of controlling, 16 superpowered beings at the same time.
Yeah.
And even getting in that short span being able to take over Marie's body, which is crazy.
Yep.
We do get to see in the beginning, we see him shoot up the Vought, which I didn't know that the Vought 1 made you not age, which we know that from Stormfront
and
Soldier. Well, we assume Soldier Boy was just put on ice.
Yeah.
But Stormfront, we've seen.
Yeah.
Not
That's true.
age, but they never explained it.
I never thought about her being. I guess I just always thought the powers kept her young, but we see other ones like Crimson Countess was the one I'm thinking of, where she was around for Soldier Boy, but she was also aged up at appropriate age, So
And I wonder why they wouldn't, because Homelander was supposed to be the superhero, right? They were this is going to be the penultimate person. Why didn't they give him the one that would make him immortal too? You know what I mean?
I guess Odessa or that program made him stronger than all of them, but maybe that's the drawback is that he doesn't get to immortality or whatever.
Yeah. It's really interesting. But I love Doug. I love the little bit we get of Doug.
Poor Doug, dude.
Yeah, he dies at the end too.
It's pretty sad too. There's a little bit of and this is mainly gas. Very few breaks. This is kind of a break that kind of turns up the gas a little bit more because we see Polarity driving Doug to the hospital. Doug was the former, I guess, puppet of
Meatbag.
Meatbag.
One of 2 over the course of the 60 years.
Apparently so. And I was being judgmental when we talked about it because I was like, yeah, he's not aging because we saw a picture of him. But I guess that was only 15 to 17 years earlier.
Yeah. Well, anyway. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I said, I don't know. I think after a certain age, you don't look like you've aged much anymore. And you're like, come on, that long?
I was like, he looks the exact same.
Yeah.
I was reading too much into it. But
beards add a lot to that, too.
I guess so, yeah,
Half
for
his
sure.
face is covered, so it's really hard to see wrinkles and stuff,
But no, yeah, so that guy, he gets killed by Black Noir, who flies in and stabs him.
He's like, so you talk now? Polarity said that.
Polarity's so confused. We do see Sage in this, too. She sent Black Noir to kind of stop them and bring home Polarity back, and then just straight up banging Godolkin right out the crypt.
I wonder how she heard of him, That's my question. We never get that as a conclusion.
I'm assuming she's so smart, she probably just did some digging and then kind of followed some trails to figure out that that he was still around or something.
What's weird for me, though, is another thing is Odessa spanned both Homelander and Marie, but they determined it was a failure. But they saw it as a success for Homelander, and then it had to be 10, 15 years before they get to Marie.
Yeah.
That doesn't really flow through the time correctly. Because if you see it's a success for Homelander, you can't cancel it before Marie, but then Marie gets it, so you see another success. So it's not really a failure at that point.
So I think, I could be wrong with this too, but I think the technology was there, and Vought themselves were trying really hard to build their perfect soup, and they got Homelander. And then I think Marie was privately done by Godolkin and his people to figure out a way to bring him back or heal him.
Gotcha.
I think that was the whole purpose of having...
So Marie was an unsanctioned Odessa project after they probably already shut it down after Homelander. Because
Maybe
they
not.
probably looked at it we got one Homelander and then 30 killed babies.
Yeah.
So maybe we shouldn't, it's not a good enough risk for reward.
I don't know, even if maybe Homelander was... Maybe they were trying to get Homelander to have Marie's powers or something even.
Yeah.
But I know, because they talked about, Doug as Godolkin, he told Marie that she was the whole reason that they did Odessa.
Yeah.
So that makes me think they wanted someone with healing properties or some kind of blood control or something. And I was thinking, okay, too, and when he is controlling Marie, he's only controlling one person because we see him get kind of his flesh kind of bubbles up and gets all gross.
Yeah, he's reaching limits.
Yeah, is that how does that mean his burns come back or what does that mean?
Well, I noticed too, before he was burned, he was getting a weird maltransformation after injecting him.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I paid his face was getting disfigured before the flames ever touched him.
Okay, so maybe that was just the back draws of having the V.
Because we know it doesn't mix well with adults, and we know that Ashley went through a similar transformation when she injected the V.
Much more immediately we saw those people in the same room with him, lit on fire and the tentacles coming out of the ass and all this different stuff.
Also, look, not every episode has to be gross, dude. I get it. You haven't had food in a while, but come on, man.
Yeah.
He takes that whole turkey and puts it in a pizza box. He's just pouring it down his chest. I'm like, you're gross, dude. And then you're getting in clean satin sheets, dude.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Every episode has to have some sort of wet grossness to it.
Well, more specifically, most episodes of this had some kind of weird ass play.
Yeah.
And the whole resistance is like hiding in one dude's
God,
ass.
dude, yeah. We get Chameleon's power and the muff lady.
The what do they call her? The Bushmaster?
The Bushmaster. That's crazy, dude.
I like that they were like trying to make her useful, but it looked like Godolkin was on the floor like stunned, and they're like, tie him up, and the pubes come out. Like it takes a second too. Like he might, like there was maybe enough time for him to get out of there if he didn't,
Also, Jordan and Marie end up breaking up.
Yeah, which I think we kind of saw coming.
Like that whole thing was very poorly written. Like the whole relationship.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll see more of it, but like,
here's the thing. I think it's the only thing that kept Jordan as a relevant character this whole show.
Oh, interesting.
Like, what did Jordan do in this show?
Yeah,
they had a lot in the first 3 episodes, and then I feel like the second they announced their undying love to Marie, what happened?
Yeah, good question.
Nothing.
I do think you're right. I think hopefully they'll have more to do kind of going forward, but at the same time, if you already take into account the boys' characters that are, well, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, the boys' characters all got kidnapped in the last one. So maybe a lot of season 5 of the boys will be like rescue operations with the Gen V kids and Starlight.
Seeing A-Train at the end too, dude.
That hyped me up, yeah.
I loved it. Because I loved his redemption over the last 2 seasons we've gotten. And just seeing him because I love speedsters too. Just him showing up in street clothes and be like, this feels like a resistance. This feels good, man.
I really like A-Train. I'm so glad he's like a good guy now.
I like him so much, dude.
And another, I guess we can talk about drawbacks. Another drawback was that Sage and Godolkin, they were going to like soft launch to Homelander because she was like, we need to find a good way to do it because you don't need to come at it like crazy fast. Like he hates surprises. Like we need to build up this idea of you coming back and everything. And he just immediately goes on to like Instagram Live and like, hey, I'm Godolkin. I'm still alive. People said I died, and they built statues of me. I'm not dead. I'm still alive. Like a whole crazy like world breaking thing. He just Instagram Lives like no big deal. And he kind of announces this tournament. And this is how everyone like comes in and everything. We got to see the other guy's powers again. The Dickless guy's powers. He
finally used them again.
Roofied the Sam and
God, he's such a scumbag. He becomes God in Supernatural.
That's the guy that becomes God?
Yeah.
That's
completely
funny.
Different character.
Yeah.
No, I do like, there's almost a parallel between Godolkin and then what we get from James Gunn's Lex Luthor and what we get from the DC as a whole Vandal Savage characters.
Okay, yeah.
That Vandal Savage and Lex Luthor both hate Superman because they see him as the one that's standing in the way of human evolution.
Like progress, yeah.
Yeah, and so Godolkin sees Homelander as him standing in the way of superhero evolution. Because on the one hand, he doesn't want anyone more powerful than him, so he ends up killing most people. And on the other hand, everyone else just hides behind him instead of reaching their full potentials. So I thought that was a really cool parallel between other.
And it was interesting too that he's like he's actively trying. I think he even has a line about like, this is active evolution.
Yeah.
I'm doing like the most I can to like make my powers better so I can get Marie and yada yada. But if we're talking drawbacks though, I didn't like how there was all this like stuff about Sage. And I guess Sage does save the day kind of because she didn't, she lets polarity out and he kind of comes and helps. But I'm like, okay, if we're just doing this whole big show to get Godolkin out, like he's here for one episode like fully.
Yeah.
Then he gets exploded by Marie.
Yeah.
Which is not like a terrible thing because obviously either Marie or Godolkin probably had to go in this episode.
Yeah.
So
and it's not entirely true because we do get Godolkin throughout the whole show.
True.
Just feels like it's not him,
Yeah. And to be honest with you, I like Hamish Linklater better than Ethan Slater. So
100%.
Whenever they swap places, I'm like, God dang it, we got this SpongeBob fucker now.
That's the guy that Ariana Grande is like, I'm making him cheat and stuff,
Isn't that crazy? How does that happen?
I don't know, dude.
Either way.
I loved him getting blown up at the end, though.
Yeah, that was very satisfying.
Yes.
In the only way that like the boys can do it,
Yeah.
I do kind of wish that we had gotten something else like lasting out of this, even though maybe that sacrificed for a good ending because I think we needed a win after the past, you know, Gen V season 1 ending and The Boys season 4 ending.
Yeah.
Season 4. I think we kind of needed a nice little win, like a nice fresh breath of air.
Because season 1 ends on a cliffhanger with Gen V, and then season 4, which was already kind of a disappointing season, ends on a cliffhanger, and you're just like, can we tie up any loose ends? Can we do anything here? I like that they do this, but also I'm hopeless romantic. Emma's like, I'm not with anyone. I'm by myself, kind of thing. I'm discovering myself. Which she grows big by herself.
She does, yeah.
But looking at Sam's little puppy dog eyes, I'm like, can you just date him? Can you guys just kiss?
In the future, when he realizes who he is and what he wants, you know.
Yeah, and then Kate gets her powers back.
True. Yep.
So that was pretty cool.
Like they kind of had like a little girl moment of.
Yeah.
They were. I think Emma jokes about like, oh yeah, we're one step closer to a 3-way.
Yeah,
all just like hugging. So yeah, it's great to have these friends back, and like I say, it's worth maybe sacrificing some plot for a good happy ending toward the end of the show here.
I love too. They kept Andre in almost every episode.
They did,
like mentioning him, talking about him, different things. You can't do better for respecting a character than I think Gen V has done with Andre.
Post-mortem or what have you.
Yeah.
You know, respecting that actor that passed and everything. And I like that Polarity kind of took the fall because I think, you know, he's been a Vought shill for like his whole pretty much life.
Yeah.
He even injected his son. He's got all this like baggage about everything that happened to his son. So I'm glad that he's like kind of accepted himself. He's kind of forgiven himself a little bit. And I think he's ready to kind of play for the right team on this one.
Yeah. And he's doing it with the thought of living afterwards.
Yeah.
Because he even says like, this started as a suicide mission because I didn't have anything to live for. But now you've shown me there are things to live for. I need to live so that Andre can live on, kind of thing, which I thought was really cool. I've liked Polarity all season. I thought he was really cool.
Oh yeah, he was honestly
him in season 1.
Yeah, for sure. He was kind of a standout in so far as like I didn't realize he would be as big of a character, but I'm really glad that he was, and he got some redemptions.
It's also cool to have an adult character. You know, it just brings like that sense of peace or that sense of calm. You know.
It is a little bit, nice to just have like that adult in the room, like you're saying.
Yeah.
I think it may be a misstep, or not a misstep, but a missed opportunity rather, is to have something with the bee lady and.
Dude, she didn't die by the end of this.
No, maybe she has like another role in season 5 or what have you, but. The bee lady would have been the perfect person to be like an example of people that need to be culled.
Or the
from
one
Godolphin.
who kills Godolphin by the end of it.
Yeah, and they set up like the gun because they're like, "Oh, don't touch my stinger, or it'll kill both of us."
You set it up exactly,
like perfectly. I wonder if there was maybe some cut scenes or something.
Here's a question for you. Let's say the chameleon lady can take her power. Let's say she takes it and she stings someone. Does she die?
Maybe for 15 minutes or whatever. I don't know.
That'd be interesting.
Right up, like she just, she's dying for 15 minutes and then she comes back alive.
Yeah. Turns out the guy who could fly was never a bad guy.
No, yeah, he was fine. And there may have been some control here or there. We don't have like a real knowledge of if there was, because he knew a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that he might have controlled someone for a second, but not done anything and just kind of learned information and then kind of come back out.
Yeah, could be.
So we can talk season 3 of Gen V. I don't know if it's happening or not.
I don't think it will.
Eric Kripke basically, there's a moment where Sam is like, "Are we coming back here?" And Polarity's like, "I wouldn't plan on it."
Yeah, I caught that too. I was like, is that them saying no to a season 3?
But no, apparently there is a plan. Eric Kripke is kind of like the Kevin Feige of this universe. And he was talking about how they have a plan for it and they're actually excited to do it. But
really?
It depends on viewership. So, and like we were talking about in the beginning of this, I don't know if enough people watched it to warrant like a 3rd season.
I really hope so, because I would love to see life after The Boys.
But it depends on how The Boys
is a
ends.
solid team too.
Of course, yeah.
I really like them.
Like well funded. I think in the comics they have like the G-Men.
Okay.
They were kind of like the X-Men or like the younger presence in this. I think they're like the Gen V people have been kind of compared to the G-Men.
Got you.
So I don't know if there's
University too. Got
true.
you.
The G-Men. I don't know if there's more stories with them that they want to tell like past the books. I don't really know about their presence in the books at all.
Well,
even
you could dredge up anybody.
Sure. Yeah.
Or you could even they've been making soup since World War II.
Yeah, they could just do parodies of any character too. Really.
Exactly.
They could throw an X-Men or a Wolverine in there. Who the hell cares?
Yeah.
But so there's a plan in place, but it depends on viewership. They said too with like Vought Rising, which is the Soldier Boy kind of spinoff, that it depends on viewership. So I don't know if Amazon like maybe had some bad investments or something, but I guess now they're looking at viewership to greenlight stuff and
when you spend
keep more seasons going.
Well, when you spend $1 billion on Rings of Power and it flops absolutely, you're probably reaching the bottom of the barrel for your prices.
Maybe just because I like these characters more, and to be honest with you, like we've had this discussion before, I think Gen V kind of outweighs the last couple of seasons of The Boys. Maybe just the last season of The Boys.
Just the last, because I think season 3 is probably my favorite with Soldier Boy's introduction.
Yeah, it was good.
We always say like, we like how The Boys represents like what the real world would be like if people had superpowers. It's not really true though, is it? That's your cynical take on the world, right?
It's like if corporations controlled the supers.
But even then, there are good. Well,
are there? Are there? Unless you're like not making a profit on something. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Someone really said something, and me trying to be like a glass half full kind of guy was trying to buy into it because the guy was like, this is just your cynical way of thinking everyone is bad, so anyone who gets powers would be bad. But that's not how the world works. You know, there's a lot more gray and nuance, and I think actually Gen V shows how much more nuanced you could be as a soup than The Boys do. Because in The Boys, everyone who has superpowers, barring like 3 people, are dickbags, right? But then you go to Gen V, and there's so many superheroes that are like, no, we want to just be superheroes. And
I think, you know, because if you look at The Boys, you got Homelander on one side who says all humans are pathetic and worthless, and it's only soups matter. Then you got Butcher on the other side who's saying all soups are assholes and evil and whatever. You got people like Huey and Starlight in the middle who are like the real representation of just humanity, who are not fully extreme either way, who are thinking like, no, there's nuance here. There is gray areas.
And then there's Godolkin, who's even further than Homelander, going, not all soups are created equal. Some of you are dumbass circus freaks, and I'm going to kill you.
I really wanted him to like pull that stinger out or something. I just something happened with it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But I don't know. I do like this universe. I think it's very grounded. It's very like realistic, and that's, you know, facetiously realistic as superpowers don't exist.
Oh, that's another thing. It's that's a word that he even says. It's not realistic. It's believable. Realistic. There's nothing realistic about superpowers. Because they're never going to be real. It's believable is the word. Because there's so much. Actually, but he said that.
No, yeah.
Oh, because I've always said, it's a realistic take. It's not realistic. It's a believable take.
It's because we've, you know, with like all this blood and gore and stuff. Like if a man did run 300 miles an hour into a woman, like of course she would become paste.
Yeah,
like
but it's not realistic to think a man can run 300 miles an hour.
Yeah, and it just depends on the universe too, because like the Flash could, you know, pick her up and move her or something, or you could phase through her or something like that. So it depends on the universe too. But I kind of hope this does get a season 3. I like this core cast of characters. Yeah, I'm sure they're all going to die in this next season of The Boys, but we'll see. We'll see how many people watch this 3rd season to warrant a next season, or the 2nd season to warrant a 3rd season. But what do you want another season of this?
Oh, absolutely, 100% want another season. I want the show to continue after The Boys.
Yeah. Because there's going to be other issues, and I think the whole, from what Eric Kripke said recently, like the whole country's been. He said like, you know, like in like the real world, like some people are drinking the Kool-Aid, and this is like everybody's on the train. Yeah.
Also, next week we will be done with Gen V, so we will be starting Welcome to Derry. So stay tuned for that. We'll have our review up as soon as we watch it. But anyway, what do you guys think of it? Did you like this season? Have you watched this season? Do you want a season 3? Any and all comments relating to Gen V, leave them down in the comments down below. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit that hype button, join the Discord. Anything you want to do to support us, we welcome it, and we'll see you next week.